The release of BTS's mysterious, normal teaser successfully caused a massive stir, but the behind-the-scenes interaction between Taehyung and Jungkook is far more enticing to explore. Behind the black suits that appeared formal and rigid in front of the camera, the two of them kept a sweet secret neatly hidden from the public. As soon as the cameras turned off and the doors of their private van were shut tight, the mask of professionalism melted away completely without a trace. Inside the dark and quiet cabin, Jungkook immediately rested his head on Taehyung's warm lap to wash away all his fatigue. The gentle touch of Taehyung's fingers on Jungkook's temple stood as living proof of how close their secret romance truly was. It was this intimate moment, far out of the camera's reach, that became the most precious breathing room for the two lovers. Hello ARMY and everyone who just joined. Hope you're all doing well and staying healthy. Let's jump straight into today's video topic. Welcome back to Vkook. The entertainment world was shocked by the release of the latest official teaser video from BTS titled Normal on the HYBE label's YouTube channel. The arrival of this short video immediately triggered a wave of hysteria among fans worldwide, especially due to the stunning visuals displayed by the members. However, behind the cinematic and mysterious concept of the video, the public's sharp focus was actually drawn to the invisible dynamics between its two most popular members, Kim Taehyung and Jeon Jungkook. For fans who have long followed their journey, even the slightest interaction in front of the camera has always managed to spark speculation about a special relationship they share behind the scenes. Behind the glittering spotlights and the formal concept presented in the teaser lies a sweet secret known only to those closest to them. Taehyung and Jungkook have actually been in a close romantic relationship for a long time. A bond of love that grew organically amidst their busy schedules and the immense pressure of being global megastars. During the filming of the video, the atmosphere on set felt entirely different whenever these two men were in the same room. Although they had to remain professional under the director's guidance, the romantic vibes and subtle gestures of care they showed each other could not be hidden from the eyes of a sensitive crew. As the camera began recording the scene where the BTS members stood in a line wearing elegant black suits, Jungkook stole a glance at Taehyung, who was standing not far from him. Jungkook's gaze, filled with admiration, seemed to confirm how much he adored the man who was now his lover. Taehyung, noticing the intense look, only gave a very subtle, faint smile, a secret code they often used to reassure each other amidst the hustle and bustle of their work. The black suits, which fit perfectly on their well-built frames, only made their handsome auras synergize even more, creating an unforgettable sight. When the director called cut to signal a break, that rigid professionalism melted away instantly. Without hesitation, Jungkook stepped closer to Taehyung, pretending to adjust his partner's collar, which was actually already perfectly neat. The gentle touch of Jungkook's fingers on Taehyung's neck sent a familiar warmth, making Taehyung reflexively lean slightly into the touch. In a dimly lit corner of the room, far from the reach of the main camera, they enjoyed a brief moment together while exchanging playful whispers that drew a small laugh from Taehyung's sweet lips. For Taehyung, Jungkook's presence in his life was an anchor that kept him grounded amidst a level of popularity that sometimes felt suffocating. In between preparations for the next scene, Taehyung gently squeezed the edge of Jungkook's suit sleeve, offering a soft press that signaled his gratitude for always being by his side. Jungkook, who understood the meaning of the gesture, immediately responded with his signature bunny smile that always succeeded in melting Taehyung's heart. The dating relationship they shared was indeed full of challenges and had to be hidden from the public, but that only made every second of their togetherness far more precious. The concept of the Normal video itself seemed to be an ironic metaphor for their secret love story. The lyrics echoing at the end of the teaser seemed to satirize the reality of their lives, where longing for a normal relationship was an impossible luxury for top-tier idols. However, in each other's embrace, Taehyung and Jungkook managed to create their own definition of normal, filled with sincerity and boundless affection. They did not need validation from the outside world, because for them, having each other was more than enough to weather any storm that came their way. During the video editing process, several staff members noticed that the camera had caught a spontaneous moment when Taehyung playfully ruffled the back of Jungkook's hair before they entered the set. That natural interaction, full of affection, had to be cut to protect their privacy and maintain the dark concept of the video, but the memory remained etched in the minds of anyone who saw it. Their romantic relationship was truly like a masterpiece intentionally kept in a secret gallery, only exhibited when the world was asleep, leaving room for the two of them to be themselves without any pretense. When the teaser video was officially released to the public and watched by millions within minutes, Taehyung and Jungkook watched it together from the comfort of their cozy apartment living room. Leaning against Jungkook's broad shoulders, Taehyung watched as fans on social media began to analyze every detail of their closeness in the video. Jungkook only chuckled softly at the enthusiasm, then kissed the top of Taehyung's head affectionately, reassuring him that no matter what theories circulated out there, the reality of their love was far more beautiful. Jungkook's warm embrace that night seemed to wash away all the exhaustion built up after days of energy-draining filming. Taehyung turned to look directly into Jungkook's eyes, which always radiated sincerity, finding his true home there. Under the dim light of the bedroom, they promised once again to protect and maintain this relationship, regardless of how much industry pressure tried to tear them apart. The love they shared was no longer just an ordinary romance, but a lifelong commitment that had been tested by time and popularity. Now, with the massive success of the Normal teaser release, a new chapter of BTS's career and Taehyung and Jungkook's secret love journey had begun once again. They were ready to step forward and face the increasingly sharp spotlight of the world, with their black suits standing as silent witnesses to their togetherness on stage. The public might only see them as cohesive and talented groupmates, but behind the scenes of life, Kim Taehyung and Jeon Jungkook were a couple who would continue to write their own beautiful story, forever bound in a harmony of love that would never fade. As soon as the director's final call echoed through the studio, signaling that the entire shoot for the day was finished, the tension held in Taehyung and Jungkook's shoulders instantly melted away. They quickly changed out of their stiff formal suits into loose casual wear before heading toward the waiting vehicle in the quiet basement area. Once the doors of the black van with super dark tinted windows shut tight, the noisy and demanding outside world seemed to vanish instantly, leaving the personal space they so deeply craved. Inside the dim cabin, cooled by the gentle draft of the air conditioner, they could finally cast off their professional masks completely. Without a word, Jungkook immediately slid closer to Taehyung, as if drawn by an invisible magnet after a whole day of keeping a safe distance in front of the camera. With a long, weary sigh, Jungkook rested his well-built frame and laid his head on Taehyung's warm, comforting lap. Taehyung was not surprised. Instead, he welcomed his lover's affectionate movement with his most genuine, gentle smile, reaching out to stroke Jungkook's black hair, which was now free from the stiff styling gel. Taehyung's slender fingers then moved slowly toward Jungkook's temples, applying a gentle massage with just the right amount of pressure to banish the fatigue that had built up after a day of acting under the harsh, hot studio lights. Jungkook closed his eyes tightly, savoring every magical touch of Taehyung's fingers, which never failed to soothe him in an instant. In the quiet of the night, accompanied only by the soft hum of the car engine speeding through the streets of Seoul, this simple moment felt far more luxurious and meaningful to them than all the grandeur of the stage they had just left behind. Leave your positive comments here. The best comment will be pinned as a way to honor their love. Thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel. May God reward all of your kindness. This video reflects my personal opinion and interpretation. It is made for entertainment purposes only and does not represent confirmed facts.